Hello, everyone. Al Red Sox fan here with some little chat with Al Red Sox fan and good friends of the channel. And what we're gonna do here? Oh God, the sound's not on. Oh, the sound is on. Sound check. Sound check. Everybody hates the sound check. All right, enough of singing about the sound check. Oh God, the sound's not on. Oh, the sound is on. Sound check. Sound check. Sound check. All right, enough of singing about the sound check. Alrighty. So, what we're going to do here, and hello everyone, and my God, look at the fine human beings we have in the chat. And I'm one of these days, I'm going to do it soon. We're going to do a Google thing where we're all going to talk. I just couldn't figure it out right. I used to do the Google Hangout, and I don't know how to do it anymore because I've been using OBS so much now. And look at this, look at all these fine people. What we're going to do tonight is just relax, chat, and have fun. Too much poop going on in the world. We're all good friends here, all human beings, regardless of whatever. And you can say what's going on with your channel, and we'll discuss that. As Broke Black Man has retracted something he said. I have two wonderful moderators in the chat. Broke Black Man 94 and JD. Remember to check out their channels. Broke Black Man 94 does movie and TV reviews. Absolutely wonderful. A fine young man. He does reviews on Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, and many other things. JD, another great guy. Finishing up his book. He's doing the editing. Fantasy. What's the term I'm looking for? Fantasy mythology. That's not the right term. Oh God. Anyway, his book is very good, and he's also doing a book for YouTube, just for YouTube itself, and that's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a murder mystery based in the 30s. We also have in the chat Action Sports Replay. My friend Greg, check out his channel. Wonderful retro sports channel. That's Action Sports Replay with Greg. And we have Tribes Fan. How you doing, buddy? How goes your retro replay with Porcellos and Kluber? We have Ken Castro, always a good friend of the channel. We have Max Cornelius. How you doing, my friend? All the fine people here. All the fine people. And again, and JD, Broke Black Man asked JD, when is your Murder Mystery Chapter 1 coming out? He says, tonight, buddy. Everyone check that out. It's going to be great. Check that out on JD's channel. Tribes Fan says, don't really have a channel update, but will continue Corey Kluber game 24 versus the White Sox. Excellent, my friend. Excellent. You don't have to have a channel update. It's also, it's not necessarily, I'm sorry I said it that way, friends of the channel. Hopefully you're a subscriber. Most of you guys are. But even if you're not, what's going on? What games are you playing? You want to chit-chat about that stuff, or whatever you want to chit-chat about. You need some just to unwind. Get your favorite beverage, your favorite snack, whatever, fruit. We're going to chat for a while and enjoy. So, again, JD's going to have his first YouTube chapter out of his murder mystery tonight. That changed, yeah. We brought it to the present, man, taking place in 2017. Okay, I was wrong. That's fine. Clinton Parks in the house. How you doing, my friend? Clinton Parks, another good friend of the channel. It's so wonderful to see everyone. So there's no ball game. I just played one. We had some fun. It was the Red Sox and the Giants. 75 Red Sox versus the 62 Giants. There's a lot of fun. If you want, check it out. I won't spoil it. Go take a look. Enjoy. Yeah, but if you want to stay here, we're going to chat all kinds of things. Clinton Parks has just finished April 21st, 1978 Digital Diamond Baseball. And how's that going, Clinton? I hope it's going better than my 78 replay of the Red Sox for Digital Diamond, as we're taking that long, slow slide. Action Sports Replay. I'm about to stream a couple of games. Just saw your thing, but have to leave soon, having all kinds of trouble with these ballparks. Well, if you need help with you mean loading the ballparks to Action PC, Greg? Again, check out Action Sports Replay. Wonderful channel. Greg does. He has a Tony. I'm going to put it in the chat. Bear with me a moment. Broke and JD, keep them entertained, my friends. I'm going to find this absolutely lovely outstanding thing on Tony Horton, the former Red Sox and Cleveland Indian, and hopefully, let's not let the sound go off here because that will be embarrassing. So bear with me a moment. I'm going to find this absolutely wonderful video and put it in the chat for anyone who wants to watch on Tony Horton, the former Red Sox and Cleveland Indian. I need to go to, I believe, history, as my computer savviness is not coming out. Oh boy. Oh boy. Here we go. Let's find it here. Let's find it. Well, where is it? Here it is. This is absolutely marvelous. Absolutely marvelous here. Let me hit. This is absolutely outstanding. This is on Tony Horton. I came up with the Boston Red Sox, and he had emotional issues. And I'm going to leave it at that. And I suggest I'm going to paste it. I'm going to cut and paste in the chat because I can do that because it's my channel. And on my channel, I'm a dictator. I'm a nice dictator, but it's my channel, so I can do what I want. Anyway, here we go. Paste. This is Tony. It's absolutely, it's really good. All right, so there it is if you want to check out. It's on Tony Horton. And let me see here. What would we missed in the chat? Clinton Park. Sox are in first by a half game over Milwaukee. Excellent. My Sox are 8 games back in my replay. Also in the chat, Ken Castro says he has way too many projects. Well, just tell us about one, Ken. It's all good here. And okay, Greg from Action Sports Replay says they show up in data but not in layout. The picture's not showing up? He says also, got some really sweet parks, but it's crazy. All right, we'll have to figure that out. Is it in YouTube? Yes, I just put it in the chat if anyone wants to check out the Tony Horton's. Absolutely excellent. Tribes fan, by the way, I would love to see Retro Sheet or Baseball Reference do something maybe where they show who did not play for that night. Makes replays with an extra players much easier. They have the lineups, but I know I think what you're talking about is if they didn't get in the game. JD, LOL broke. You just make it disappear. Action. Greg from Action Sports Replay. Remember, check out his channel. Yeah, I was wondering why it just disappeared. What disappeared? Broke Blackman says, a.k.a. David the Saint, keep the chat entertained. I know a magic trick with $100 bill. I just got the joke. I see I jumped ahead. That's great. That's awesome. Clinton Parks, the best teams are California and the Mets. Oh, in the 78 replay. Broke Blackman, don't reveal my secret, Al. Ken Castro, Soccer Blast Euro Heritage Tournament. APA Hall of Fame League, Hockey Blast, ATG League, 2 Pine Tar Leagues, History Maker Baseball Tour. You have a full plate there, my friend. And Action Sports replaces Tony. Yeah, so I put this link I put in the chat is for Tony Horton. And it's about, I want to say it's about 15 minutes. And Greg from Action Sports Replay just gives you a nice, very interesting story on the young slugger from the Red Sox and the Cleveland Indians. Ken Castro, the Phillies, ATG, out of the park, 18 replay. Excellent. Excellent, my friends. So, we're all here in the chat. And if there's anything you'd like to go into the chat, just tell me and we will link it up. Again, check out these wonderful channels. Broke Black Man 94. Movie and TV reviews, really great stuff. JD, he's going to have his, he's editing his book soon to be published. Can't wait to buy it on my Kindle. He's also doing something on YouTube tonight where he's going to have a murder mystery, and chapter 1 will be up, and I assume JD will be reading it to us. That's always cool stuff. Clinton Parks, Yeppers, I like the photos of AT&T in Stratomatic better than Digital Diamond. Clinton Parks, Ken, do you do any golf? I like the golf game. I find it very relaxing, the Action PC golf. I like the birds tweeting and the crickets. I actually hate cricket noise, but except in that game. Action sports replay with Greg Horton just went off a cliff, so I looked it up and thought I would share, but the park got a nice site for downloads. Can't use layouts, not seeing new parks. Sorry. Don't want to be needy, lol. Broke Black Man 94 asks if I have the new Call of Duty. Yes, I do. I've played it a bit. It's very good. A lot of cutscenes. It plays in the beginning like Saving Private Ryan. They actually pretty much stole the scene from Private Ryan. I'm having a lot of difficulty aiming with my controller. I'm so used to playing with mouse and keyboard. JD Al, probably 2 weeks and I'll get back to the dwarves. Oh, that's a fun game. I like that game, JD. Where it's like the storybook game and we make decisions. That's always a good time on JD's channel. And we have a very nice community going, and it's not just myself. It's tabletop baseball, baseball demos, ID Gesture, Higher Ground Gaming, Action Sports Replay, Espo Strat Baseball Network, Stratomatic Delaware, Broke Black Man 94, JD, Johnny Giants Bane, What's Blazing in Sports if you like boxing, Mosley Boxing, Phil the Issues Guy, and I'm forgetting somebody. Ron Juckett, great baseball knowledge. So this is just about us getting together right now, and I'm going to be plugging people in the chat and also who I follow. A lot of good people. I especially hope that you guys check out Broke Black Man 94 and JD. Two nice people, moderator extraordinaires, and I have such wonderful friends of the channel. Beatles Eternally, who's not here. He's probably sleeping. He's from the Netherlands. He's from the Netherlands. We gotta be quiet. It's early in the Netherlands. Anyway, Clinton Park says, I subscribe to most of you. Who do I not have? I think he means he's subscribed. Anyway, Clinton Park's good friend. Oh, the Cubs, the Bears, as I call him, the great white shark that lurks in the depths. Hopefully he jumps in. We had a good time in the baseball game I did. I did my Inspector Clouseau, does your dog bite imitation. Where in the old Pink Panther movies with Peter Sellers, and Broke Black Man right now is just shaking his head at home going, who's Peter Sellers? Peter Sellers played played Inspector Clouseau in the original, well, in what I call the original. There might have been one before that where someone else played him. But Peter Sellers played Inspector Clouseau, and I forgot which movie. But he goes undercover to find the Inspector Dreyfus, who's gone off the deep end, become a super criminal. And he goes and he asks the guy. He sees the little dog. Yes, he was in Doctor Strangelove too. Great movie, Clinton. And he asked the guy, it's this little like dachshund or something, a small dog, a yapper. Max Cornelius, another good friend of the channel. As he says, love those old Pink Panther movies. Max Cornelius, another just wonderful friend of the channel, always appreciate. And he says, does your dog bite? And the old guy, who looks very similar to Peter Sellers, but I don't think it's him, he's not playing two parts, he turns to him with a pipe in his mouth and he says, no. So Peter Sellers goes, nice doggy. And he reaches down to pet the dog, and I want to say it's a dachshund, nearly rips his hand off. And Peter Sellers says, as he pulls his hands back, he goes, I thought you said your dog does not bite. And the old guy takes the pipe out of his mouth and he goes, it is not my dog. I just think it's one of the funniest lines in movie history. Broke Black Man says, I've seen the original and the remake. Who did the remake? It was, I can see him. Who did the remake? They were funny. The guy from The Jerk, the guy who did The Jerk. Why can't I think of his name? He was on set. Steve Martin. Thank you, Clinton. Tribes fan. Peter Sellers and Doctor Strangelove loved it, but Slim Pickens was almost. He probably did upstage Sellers. Slim Pickens with the cowboy hat. Yeah, good stuff. Great. That was a great movie series. And a Tribe fan says, share a birthday with him. Steve Martin or Slim Pickens? Oh, that's. I mean, the Peter Sellers Pink Panther, the one with Dreyfus, from when Dreyfus goes cuckoo. That is the funniest one. The line is from, Max Cornelius, Johnny on the spot, Mr. Clutch Max Cornelius, I like to call him. That line that I did, he said that line is from Pink Panther Strikes Again, which is, to me, the funniest Pink Panther movie, and just a tremendous movie in general. Tribes fan says Steve Martin born on VJ Day. That's his victory over Japan, if anyone doesn't know, in World War II. And before everyone sends, not you guys, but other people who listen later, the hate comments, just forget about it. That's what VJ means. Victory over Japan, World War II. So all you PC social justice warriors or whatever, I'm not being anything. That's what it means. Clinton Park, Slim Pickens was hilarious in Blazing Saddles. Oh my God. If you have not seen Blazing Saddles, that's a must-see. That will show you how ignorant and how much... That is one of the best movies to show, in my opinion, just the ignorancy... Is that a word? Ignorant? I don't even know if that's a word. The ignorance of... They show you the ignorance of people who just judge other people for a certain reason. That is one of the funniest movies, Blazing Saddles, with an excellent political overt message, social message. It will Clinton Park says it will never be able to be redone. Oh, I don't think you would do... I don't know how you would do Blazing Saddles. One, they wouldn't say all the stuff they say because the social... the PC people, will leave it at that. What's a fun thing? Monty Python, excellent. It's just a flesh wound. Here's the thing. We brought up Blazing Saddles. I don't know how many people have seen it. I don't know if Broke Black Man or JD, they're a little younger than myself, have seen it. But Blazing Saddles, it'd be interesting. Who would you put in the Gene Wilder and Cleon? Oh, what was Cleon? What was his last name? I'm horrible with names. What was Cleon's name? What was his name? The two lead characters, Gene Wilder and the guy who played the sheriff. Oh, what was his name? Oh, I'm going to have to look it up. I am the world's worst with names. And Broke Black Man can attest for it. Cleavon Little, thank you. If we were going to redo that, with Blazing Saddles, yes, that's what we're talking about, JD. If we were going to do that, who would play those two roles? Some other people who are comedians now. I think Eddie Murphy, he's a little older now, but I think Eddie Murphy could play the Cleavon Little role. Big Eddie Murphy fan. Who would play the Gene Wilder? Who would play the Gene Wilder? You know who was great in that movie too? Harvey Korman as the Attorney General for the Harvey Korman for the Attorney General for the territory. As JD says, just walked into this, LOL. Clinton Parks. Plus, you have the worst pronunciations of names I've ever heard. Reminds me of Yogi Bear was doing commentary. Well, I am who I am, Clinton. I admit it. So, Eddie Murphy as Tribes fan says Eddie Murphy as Cleavon Little. Kevin Kline. Oh, as Gene Wilder. Oh, I like that. That's a good one. I like that combination. Harvey was Hedley Lamar, and there he is. The great white shark, as I call him. The Cubs, the Bears, lurking in the depths, has come up and joined the chat. Thank you very much, my friend. Another good friend of the channel. Harvey Korman was Hedley Lamar, and he was hilarious. Clinton Parks, if you were younger, I would say Danny Glover and Mel Gibson. Oh, that could be, you know what? That's another good one. I like that. And Clinton Parks said, did you mean Hetty? Hedley, yes. LOL, Clinton. You like when I mispronounce things. If I didn't do it, you guys wouldn't watch. It's a ploy, my friends. No, not really. I just mispronounce names. I can see the faces. I can never remember names. So, I like that one. I don't know. I kind of like though. What about Mel Gibson and Eddie Murphy? I kind of like that better. I kind of like that better. You know what else was a good Mel Brooks movie? Hedy Lamarr. Clinton Park says, good-looking lady and scientist. Uh, the one that he did, High Anxiety, was hilarious. That scene with Harvey Korman and Nurse Diesel. Oh my God! When she has him tied up in the closet, that was hilarious. And Mel Brooks thought he could hear screaming, and she goes, "It was a TV." Tribes fan. Also, Laurel and Hardy. Handshake wouldn't mean anything. Young Frankenstein. That's a great movie. I like that one. Gene Wilder. Uh, Peter Boyle. The blind man was. Who was the blind man, everyone? I know who it was. Let's see if you guys know who the blind man was in Young Frankenstein. Tribes fan says Clinton, 1974, I believe. Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein, and The Holy Grail all came out. All funny movies. Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein. That's right. Clinton says Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman was the blind man. And what was the gag, everybody? What was the gag? That Gene Hackman with Peter Boyle playing the monster. What was the gag in that? There's two. Is what I'm calling the gag. The punchlines in those scenes, which are just absolutely hilarious. The Cubs the Bears says, yep, the real Hedy Lamarr was smart. The Cubs the Bears. Blind man was Gene Hackman. Absolutely. That was Young Frankenstein, Blazing Saddles, Abby Normal. Oh my God, Greg's back from Action Replay. That is with the guy with the big eyes, Marty Feldman, right? He goes, what was the name on the brain? Abby. Abby what? Abby something. Well, Abby what? Abby Normal. Oh my God, such good stuff, Mel Brooks movies. I love Mel Brooks movies. I think my favorites are Blazing Saddles, High Anxiety, and Young Frankenstein are my three favorite Mel Brooks movies. That was just Abby Normal. Then the classic, no matter what you hear, do not open this door. And as soon as he gets in with the monster, open the door, open the door, open the door. That was her great stuff. Clinton Park's History of the World makes me laugh. That's a good one too. But my top three for me, for Mel Brooks movies, High Anxiety, Young Frankenstein, Blazing Saddles. Blazing Saddles probably has to be number one. High Anxiety, Young Frankenstein, a close second, and then High Anxiety third. The Cubs, the Bears. Put the candle back. Great gag from Young Frankenstein. Yep. Werewolf. Their wolf. Max Cornelius. There's so many quotable lines. Good stuff, guys. Great stuff in the chat. And in the chat, we have Clinton Parks, Max Cornelius, the Cubs, the Bears, Action Sports Replay. Check out his channel. That's Action Sports Replay with Greg. A lot of retro sports. Wonderful channel. We have Tribes Fan, good friend of the channel. We have Broke Black Man 94, JD. Let's see, did I miss anybody else? I think Ken Castro. I don't know if he's still there. And thank you very much. We're just chit-chatting about some movies right now. A little Mel Brooks action. Dracula Dead and Loving It. That was okay. That was with... Was it the guy from Naked Gun who played Dracula? The Airplane movie? Why can't I think of his name? Leslie Nielsen? Is that it? That's a funny movie. Airplane. A lot of good one-liners in this. Stop calling me Shirley. Max Cornelius says yes. Tribes fan, let's hope he sticks around for a while longer. Sadly, Anne, his wife, passed away in 2005. Yeah, his love of his life, Anne Bancroft, correct? No, yes. Is it Anne Bancroft? Ken Castro says, still here, Al. Sorry, not a movie fan. Oh, everyone loves movies, Ken. I shall be right back in a moment. Broke Black Man, the bridge is yours. And I am back. Thank you very much for your patience. Sometimes real life comes into play and you gotta take care of things. So, Broke Black Man 94 had The Bridge. How'd everything go? Looks like we're all surviving. Have you seen The Fly? Oh yeah, the old one? I've seen the original one and the one with Jeff Goldblum. The Cubs of Bears. I may have been the only person in the world to see Mel Brooks' second movie, 12 Chairs. Big financial loss, almost never shown on cable, but wasn't. I've never heard of that movie. When did that come out? Clinton Parks, The Exorcist still creeps me out. I saw it. Oh my God, The Exorcist was one of the scariest movies to me. Take care, Action Sports. And remember to check out Action Sports Replay. He's going to be putting up some games on his channel. He does a wonderful job. I think he is broadcasting, so if anyone wants to jump over there and show him some love, by all means do so. I'm going to be checking those out on demand. Yeah, The Exorcist totally creeped me out. That and the original Omen scared the poop out of me. The Cubs, the Bears. 12 Chairs was after The Producers, his second film. Oh, The Producers is wicked funny, too. I like that one. Springtime for Hitler in Germany. That was the classic, let's get everyone to invest nearly 100% in a play. And they tried to pick out the worst play ever, and they thought they had it with Springtime for Hitler in Germany. Until someone said, oh, it's a comedy. And the remake was with Will Ferrell, Matthew Broderick, and Nathan Lane, and that wasn't too bad. That was enjoyable. That's a good one, too. Funny stuff. Mel Brooks, good stuff. Yeah, so The Omen and The Exorcist I won't watch ever again. They scared the poop out of me, as I said. Those are some frightening movies to me. The slasher movies never scared me. It's the stuff where they're like, this is for you, Damien. Yeah, that freaked me out. So, and The Exorcist has one of the best movie themes ever. Ever. The Cubs and Bears says, I don't watch horror movies, just old Cub and Bears films are scary enough. That's a great line. Once again, the Cubs and Bears says, I don't watch horror movies, just old Cub and Bear films. It's scary enough. Tribe Family. Hypothetical question. The next sports biopic should be about... Good question. Good question. So once again, Tribes fan posts in the chat. Hypothetical question. The next sports biopic should be about. So let's think about that. Who would we like to see the next sport biopic? Clinton Parks saw the front page a few months back in Broadway. Great cast. What's that about, Clinton? I'm not familiar with that. That sounds familiar. I saw a movie. Oh, Willie Shoemaker. Willie Shoemaker would be an interesting movie. Great jockey. That's a good one. That's thinking outside the box. That is thinking out. That is good. Okay, that's what I thought. Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau, and one of them's a reporter, and there's a gentleman who's a football player, I believe. Dark comedy. Yep, I've seen that. I've seen the movie. I mean, Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau, not them, but there's a football player involved in that movie. The reporter and his boss. Yep. You know it's a good Jack Lemmon movie, and it's with Tony Curtis. Some Like It Hot with Marilyn Monroe. Very funny movie where Tony Curtis and Jack Lemmon are musicians. They witness the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, and they have to dress up as women to avoid being rubbed out, we'll say, as witnesses. And the hilarity ensues. Tribesman says, can't do American Pharaoh too soon. That would be an interesting one, though. But I guess you're right. Clinton Parks. In the reporter rooms waiting for a hanging. The Cubs, the Bears. Tribe, excellent question. My choice would be Arnold Palmer or Casey Stengel. Shoemaker is good also. Oh, I'd like to see Arnold Palmer. That's a good one. Christopher Parks. Football player was Christopher Reeve in his movie with Burt Reynolds and Kathleen. Oh, speaking of football movies, one of the best football movies. My two favorite football movies, since it's just popped up in the chat and I'm a squirrel and I go in all different directions, and Burt Reynolds. I like the original Kathleen Turner. I like the original Longest Yard, and I also like North Dallas 40. Those are two of my favorite football movies. You know. Clinton Parks. Anybody see the movie about Bobby Jones? I did not see that one. Did not see that one. One of my favorite sports biography movies. What was that? The Horse. It was a great movie. That was a few years back. The horse racing one. That was a good one. The People's Horse. Oh, God, what was its name? The guy who played Spider-Man played the jockey. Tribesman says Ali was good. Clinton Park says Showtime plays it a lot, and so does the Golf Channel. The Cubs Bears. Yes, saw a Jones movie. Think it starred Jim Caviezel. Seabiscuit. Yes, thank you. Broke Blackman. Remember the Titans, The Blind Side, in 2005, The Longest Yard. Oh, those were good movies. I like the original Longest Yard better, but I can see where Broke Blackman 94 would pick the other one. He's of a younger age. Secretariat was just kind of meh as a movie. I never watched that one all the way through because I think Tribesman hit that out of the ballpark. It was meh as a movie. So, but Seabiscuit was good, where it was the People's Horse. The Cubs, the Bears. Seabiscuit was a brilliant book also. Brian Song. Oh, Clinton Parks. Yes, that's a very, very with the original was Billy D. Williams. No, was it Billy D. Williams? Was it Billy D. Williams? Oh, God. Yes, okay, it was Billy D. Williams. That was a very, yeah, James Caan. That one I remembered, I just didn't say. That was very sad. The remake was pretty good, too. They did a remake of, was it Disney who did the remake? That was It's Disney sticks in my head. That was pretty good too, the remake. Yeah, Brian's Song. That was the one with James Caan and Billy D. Williams was a made-for-TV movie, I believe. Clinton Park says, I'm 62. I've probably seen most. Those are all good movies, from Broke Black Man's Remember the Titans, Blind Side, 2005 Longest Yard, Brian's Song. I said the original Longest Yard and North Dallas 40. And North Dallas 40 is based on the Dallas Cowboys. They could not, the player who wrote that book could not use anything about the NFL because they told him, I believe they would sue him. So that's why you don't have any real teams, real logos. The Cubs and Bears, yes, made for TV, also sold a lot of Kleenex, did Brian. Yes, it did. It's a sad movie. It's a very sad movie. Pete Gent wrote it. Yep, North Dallas 40. And he played for the Cowboys, I believe. I'm almost positive he played for the Cowboys. The quarterback, the guy who played the quarterback was a singer, and I can see him. He kind of had curly hair. Mac, something. It's not right. But I believe he was Dandy Don Meredith. I believe the goody two-shoe quarterback, the backup, was Craig Morton as Clinton Parks. Nick Nolte and Mac Davis. Okay, I did have Mac right. I couldn't remember. And it's a really good movie. It is a really good movie. North Dallas 40. If you're a sports fan, if you're listening later, or you haven't seen the movie, North Dallas 40, I highly recommend. A lot of good actors that myself and Clinton Parks and the Cubs, the Bears, Max Cornelius, and some of the older gentlemen would know. But I think even people of a younger age would enjoy that movie. To me, it's a good movie. Clinton Parks. It shooed the NFL in an extremely bad way back then. Oh, it absolutely did. Especially when the owners hired and basically planted, not necessarily planted drugs, but they went into Nick Nolte's. They broke into his house, for God's sakes. They hired the off-duty policeman because they wanted to get out of his contract. That's basically what that was, basically. They didn't want to pay him anymore. Dabney Coleman was in it. He was one of the owners, one of the brothers. Clinton Park, same with Heartbreak Ridge. The United States Marine Corps pulled their endorsement after watching the previews. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, so those are some of my favorite football movies. Baseball, I like The Natural. Major Leagues, the original one. Bad News Bears, the original. The very first one is still... yet Charles Durning was also... He was an assistant coach. He was very fun. Charles Durning is pretty good in everything he's done. The Cubs and Bears. North Dallas 40 also was a good book and really clobbered the NFL. Movie was watered down a little. I'm going to have to check out. I bet you that book is on my... you can probably get that on Amazon. I'm going to check to see if I can get that on my Kindle. I've always wanted to read that. Clinton Parks brings up an excellent movie. And I believe it was a book also. Michael Moriarty was in the movie with Robert De Niro and Eddie Aliano. The actor. Eddie Aliano was a cut man. Danny Aiello, excuse me. And that was a good movie. The acting for that movie was a little... The acting was good. The baseball was a little... When you saw it, a little Michael Moriarty was a pitcher. Robert De Niro played a catcher with an illness, and he was dying. And Moriarty made sure he made the team. The Cubs and Bears, excellent baseball movie. He's picked my favorite baseball movie, hands down, 8 Men Out. Absolutely wonderful. I love that movie. I love that movie. That movie is one of those movies, if I'm clicking by on cable or whatever and it's on, I stop and watch. That's one of the movies. Jaws is another movie. And Goonies are like 3 movies. And Planet of the Apes, the original with Charlton Heston, 1968. Those are some of the movies that if it's on, I literally will stop and watch. 8 Men Out, I love it. I love it. Oh, Clinton Parks, always needling me. He says, Kindle, how gaunch, if I said that right. And we have Glenn. Glenn's in the house. How are you, my friend? He says, hey, guys, The Natural. Yeah, Natural. I love that one. With Robert Redford, the best hitter that ever was, as he'd like to be said. All the 70s movies were great, Glenn said. Clinton Park says, you do know that John Sayles played Grantland Rice. Do you know the other reporter? John Sayles played Grantland. In The Natural, the other reporter was the guy from The Godfather. Was Tom from The Godfather, who I can't think of his real name. Very good actor. The Natural. Oh, it was James Duval, right? Is that it? The Cubs and Bears. Bang the Drum Slowly was great. De Niro, great actor. Lousy as a ball player. Absolutely, I agree. As bad as Anthony Perkins as Jimmy Pearsall or William Bendix as Babe Ruth. Anthony Perkins was pretty bad in Fear Strikes Out, right? Was that the name of the movie, Fear Strikes Out? Ken Castro. I did try. Probably sold him years ago. So Ken Castro and try missed something. Oh, Tribes fan said before, hey Glenn, how are you? Ken, do you have the 1990 set for any of your games? How come you sold it, Ken? Out of curiosity. Clinton Parks, no, that's The Natural. The Cubs and Bears. Studs Terkel and 8 Men Out as... Oh, the two gentlemen who were the reporters. Okay. The older guy and the younger guy. The younger guy was actually the guy who wrote the book, wasn't he? In real life, I mean. Or the director. Tribes fans sadly don't know if that old-time baseball would interest me. Maybe 40s or 50s would be as far back as I would go. I like my when I'm doing retro replays. Clinton Parks, John Sayles was the director of the movie. Okay, thank you. I knew he was either something to do with that. Tribes fan, when I do my retro replays, I really like the 70s and some of the 80s. 60s, 70s, and 80s. Especially with football. I love the 60s, 70s, and 80s with football. Oh, we forgot one of another favorite baseball movie, Pride of the Yankees. Excellent movie. Lou Gehrig. Ken Castro sold and gave away a lot of APA cards over the years. Glenn, all my retro replays are 70s. What's your favorite retro replay, Glenn, that you did of the 70s? The Cubs and Bears. Yes, as stated above, Sayles wrote, directed, and acted in 8 Men Out. Clinton Parks. I started with the 78 for 1978 for a reason. It was the Bucky effing Dent revenge show for me. I'm not getting my revenge so far. Broke Black Man 94. Pride of the Yankees is the Lou Gehrig story. It's a great movie. They've never remade it, nor should they. It's just an absolutely fabulous movie. And it's a very unfortunate what happened to Lou Gehrig. And it's black and white. I recommend, if you've not seen it, a little dated, a little cheesiness to it. You have to remember when the movie was made and the style, the way movies were made. Was that the early 40s that movie was made? Mid 40s? I gotta look it up. Glenn says his favorite retro replay, the 1971 Pittsburgh Pirates. Tribes fan, Al, I love my 1971 Strat set, but don't want to overkill on it. Glenn, inside pitch. Ken Castro, hey Glenn. Gary Cooper. Yes, Gary Cooper played Lou Gehrig and looked very, very similar to Lou Gehrig. Lou Gehrig was probably, from what I've read and seen and biographies I've seen on TV, was just a nice guy, hardworking guy, of German descent, and worked hard, good ball player, clean as a whistle. From my understanding, I could be wrong. I've never heard anything bad about Lou Gehrig, and he got that horrible disease, and sometimes bad things happen to good people. Well, actually, a lot of times bad things happen to good people. As we have Brady Appa Trades. Hello, Chris. How are you? The Cubs, the Bears says Gary Cooper couldn't hit a baseball, but was believable as Gehrig. He looks so much like Lou Gehrig. It was scary to me. Clinton Parks, when I get done, I'm going to play it again, but using the usage and ability data for the lineups and see what happens. That's going to be interesting. You're going to have to share that with us, Clinton. I hate that I very rarely use the as-played lineups. The Red Sox in 1978, Jim Rice carries that team, looking back at it. I'm playing a retro replay with Digital Diamond Baseball. Clinton Parks is playing a retro replay with Digital Diamond Baseball. Eric from Higher Ground Gaming is doing a retro replay of the 78 Red Sox season using Stratomatic. And you really come to notice how poorly that team's put together. They have no bench whatsoever once they trade Bernie Carbo away. I get it. Bernie Carbo had a drug problem. But, him and Bill Lee were good friends. Most people did like him. There are a few people, I think Yastrzemski didn't like him. Again, I like Carly. I'm just saying there was some dissension in the clubhouse, and obviously they got rid of Bernie Carbo. Bad trade. You had Bob Bailey on the bench. Frank Duffy, he didn't have a bad 78. It was a horribly put together team. Their pitching was mediocre at best, their starting pitching. Eckersley won 20. Tiant was coming to an end. Torres was Alan Ripley made you throw up in your mouth when he came to pitch. Their bullpen was Bill Soup Campbell was not the same Bill Campbell from 1977. His arm was shot. Bob Stanley had a pretty good year, but in my retro replay, So it's very interesting when you do these retro replay to look back, and I gave as a kid, obviously, a lot of credit to Jim Rice, but my God, did he carry that team. So, Chris from Brady Appa Trades, check him out if you have any, he is very interesting stuff on investing in coins. Also, he says he's doing good. I'm okay, Chris. Clinton Parks, but I'm going to drop down to 1929. Oh, you're going to do a 1929, as Glenn says, Bucky effing Dent. Clinton Parks, you're also using the computer dice. Try your own, play as home team for every game and see the difference. I play once in a while other games in the Red Sox. But I like the pitching, if the pitching matchups intrigue me. Clinton Parks, I've got Ripley at 2-0 right now. Can I borrow that Alan Ripley for my retro replay? Glenn, just finished the 76 Yankees replay with replay. I think you mean replay baseball. Card and dice or computer, Glenn? Probably card and dice. A lot of you guys are card and dice guys, which is cool. I give you guys a lot of credit. Clinton Parks, I just did Bob Knepper versus Tom Seaver pretty good. So Tom Seaver in 78 was with the Reds. Bob Knepper, Giants? Glenn, correct. Card and dice. Okay. Glenn, you do any streaming? I know Clinton Parks talked about doing a little bit of streaming. I suggest you guys, if you want, to try it. It's a lot of fun. So. Brady Appa Trades. We will play Appa card and dice on lunch and breaks at work. How many innings would we get in, though? Glenn, no, I'm thinking about it. You should. I think it'd be fun. Clinton Parks on the Tom Seaver, Bob Knepper. So that's the Reds, San Francisco Giants matchup. 1978, he says 3-1 Giants. McCovey hit a bases clearing double. Stretch. Glenn, I'm from Brooklyn, so I have a heavy accent, LOL. Oh, everyone, that doesn't matter. I love watching YouTube. I watch more. I don't even watch television anymore. I find more interesting people on YouTube. You think they're Chris? You think they're gonna let us just leave it set up at work? That'd be cool. Tribesman finally from uh, virtual progressive field. Indians 2, White Sox 1. Kluber 7 innings, no decision, 4 hits, 1 run, 4 walks, 10 Ks. Tough luck. No decision, but the Indians win. Clinton Parks. My wife lived in Brooklyn, but she is from the Bronx. Broke Black Man 94. This is known to me. I live in New York City. I can understand you. Broke Black Man 94 does all my New York translations. I'm so lucky to have a moderator extraordinaire such as Broke Black Man 94. And everyone say a little prayer for my good friend Broke Black Man 94, aka David the Saint. He is going for his teacher's exam next Saturday. He has studied hard, but let's give him a little spiritual push along, if you don't mind, to whatever religion you pray to, or just good wishes would be great for my good friend, aka David the Saint. Glenn, I'm addicted to watching you guys play. You and me both, Glenn. The Cubs, the Bears. Stream hell. I'm old. I can barely turn a smartphone on. Oh, the Cubs, the Bears. You're the great white shark we all love. Clinton Parks. What game, Tribe? I believe Tribe uses Stratomatic. Clinton. Brady Appa. We can leave it in the break room or on my desk. That would be fun. I would love to play Card and Dice Appa. I haven't played Card and Dice Appa or Strat in years. Clinton Parks, and she is not a Yankee fan. Broke Black Man 94, Bronx, born and raised. My good friend, aka David the Saint, he says, thanks, Al. Well, you know what? You're a good guy, and we should always have our best wishes to good people. There's plenty of poop in the world that would love someday to flush it all down the toilet. Anyway, Clinton Parks, want to try that, but it is awfully pricey. What's awfully pricey? I missed something. Oh, Strat. Are you talking about Strat? Ken Castro, go get that BBM 94. Oh, he's going to do it. 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 Max Cornelius wishes Broke Black Man 94 good luck, aka David the Saint. His YouTube name used to be aka David the Saint, right? When I first met him. And I met him on a channel. It's Johnny Giants Bane now. I call him Johnny the King. Wonderful. Johnny is absolutely marvelous. He's from Ireland, and he is one of the best streamers out there. He will make you laugh. He'll make you think. And it can be a bit off color at times, so the weak of stomach don't show up for Johnny the King. But he's very funny, very knowledgeable about topics. And he does some interesting things. He does some trolling of weirdos, which is kind of funny because you're trolling weirdos. And that's where I met Broke Black Man 94, and his name was David the Saint. And so when I see him next time, I see he changed his name. And I asked him, why'd you change your name? And he said, everyone thought I was a religious station. And I thought that was kind of funny. I think I got that story about right. Clinton Park says, good luck. We need good teachers. Well, I think David will be an excellent teacher. The Cubs and Bears, Broke Black Man, good luck. Son is a high school teacher and wife is a college professor. Good profession to be in stick with. Glenn, recently got into box seat baseball. Wow, what a game. I've never heard of that, Glenn. I've never heard of it. As Broke Black Man 94 says, story is right. That was a really fun evening. I never usually go on shows, and I come across Johnny the King, as I call him, Johnny from Ireland, and again, great person. And he put the thing in, so I said, oh, what the heck, I'll jump on his show, and we had fun talking about all kinds of things, political stuff and all kinds. Again, not for the weak of heart, but it's good stuff. No mean-spirited stuff. Go back and forth, he's very funny, and me and Johnny were more on the moderate to conservative side, so I got along very well with him. I get along with everyone, I respect everyone's opinions. And that's where I met David, and I'm very lucky I met him. He's a very good person. So, anyway, that's the true story. Glenn, It's great, Al. Very detailed, big learning curve, but worth it. So that's card and dice. How does that play? Is that card and dice or flip cards? Probably a lot of charts, I would think. I played Stratomatic as a kid. I played APA with my friends. I played Status Pro. ID Gesture's doing some of that. ID Gesture does a cool thing. He takes card and dice games and he converts them to like spreadsheets. So if you can play on the computer, it's pretty interesting what he does. That's ID Gesture. Check out that channel. He does a wonderful job. He was just on. I was on in his chat. I'm one of his moderators. He was doing Grim Dawn, which is an action, what's that, RPG game. A lot of fun. Grim Dawn. Good stuff. Glenn says, great pitcher-batter interaction. Glenn Parks, be warned, guys. I called my wife Honey Bunny from Pulp Fiction. She's a welfare fraud investigator here in Maine. Pulp Fiction is a great movie. Zed. Whose chopper is it? Zed. Zed. Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead. Glenn, roll dice, flip cards, and some readout charts for others. Now, would you say, Clinton Parks, he did a great Orioles Reds with SBI. Are you talking about ID? Glenn, I love trying out the game engines. Glenn, what's the price value on that game? On what was the box seat baseball, excuse me. Yeah, ID does a great job. I mean, the thought process that goes, if you take a card and dice game, and he basically converts to play it on spreadsheets, and again, you might say, oh, that sounds easy. It's not. Just like people doing card and dice games on YouTube, it's not easy. The two Earls from Tabletop Baseball do a wonderful job. Dave from Baseball Demos, Stratomatic Delaware with Chris, and all the other people I've watched. A new one, RN. He was in my chat today. It's a bunch of letters starting with R. RN. I'll put it in later. But he does a great job. You know, card and dice is not easy. PC stuff's a little easier. I mean, it's fun. I enjoy it. I do want to play. I have an old Fran Tarkenton football game, and I would like to do that one. It's a card and dice football game. I would like to do that just once on YouTube. The Cubs and Bears. CP. Oh, Clinton Parks, kudos to your wife. If there is anything this country needs, is more welfare fraud investigators. I agree with you. I mean, people who need help, but I think there's a lot of fraud going on in lots of different things, not just that. Clinton Parks, I know when he first started, I helped him with a couple of the rules. Who's that, ID Gesture? Glenn, not bad. They have a full... Okay, this is that box seat baseball, excuse me. He says, not bad. They have a full game essentials package, full printed box game, and 2 teams of your choice for $28, shipping included. Oh, so it's like if you want to see if you like the game. That's not bad. I agree with you. That's not bad. Clinton Park, she was a medical fraud insurance investigator in New York City. Glenn, seasons run around 60. Brady Appa Trades. C and D suck for compiling stats. It's great for one game series. Yeah, that's tough. Chris from Brady Appa Trades, he plays in some Appa leagues online. It's pretty cool. They draft their own teams. It is difficult. I've seen what people do, Chris, is they'll pick a team and they'll play it out for card and dice, and then they'll use a computer engine to simulate the rest of the games in the league. So that's kind of interesting. It always intrigues me to see that. Clinton Parks, I'm retired Navy, and now I'm a medical payment auditor. Hats off to your retirement, my friend. Enjoy it. Glenn, great components. Clinton, yeppers. Jump down here. Card and dice. Glenn says, dugout steps is good too, computer version and PDFs only. Well, I would like, I have an old Fran Tarkenton football game, and basically with that, you had a big board, which was a football field, and you had dice, and you had a chart, and then you had a list. It was one piece of paper, front and back, of all the players on the team, mostly offensive players. I think they had a defense on the other side. And they rated plays, not players. So a Green Bay Packers sweep is highly rated. And if you put backups in, it changed the rule or the rating slightly. But it's a fun game. My brother and I played it for hours when I was much younger. Glenn says, I am a game engine junkie. I enjoy, as Glenn says, love learning the games. It's fun. Again, I'm a PC person, but I watch what other people play, and if they're playing a card and dice game, I'm always curious if there's like a PC version of it, and I like to try them out. And Clinton Parks has it now. I do like Digital Diamond Baseball, and my friend Brady Appa Trades, and check out his station. Again, he's very knowledgeable about investing in coins and other investments that go, I'll say, under the boards, I guess. People don't really think about those, but he also likes Digital Diamond Baseball. It's a fun game, and for $20 value, it's great. And you can download a demo. You can play a bunch of 3-inning games. I like Stratomatic. Again, we went through that in my game when I chatted about it. Very pricey. You don't get bang for your buck. I like it. I played it as a kid, so it was really cool when I bought it. Clinton Parks brings up Pure Sim Baseball. You can get that for free on the computer. And for a free game, to me, it's outstanding. It's a good game. Everything's done in the background. There's no dice rolling. There is strategy. Some people think it says you click on this, you click on this. Well, you got to know baseball. I mean, there's other things. Yeah, you click on it, but you can play hit and run, steal, so on and so forth. I like that. Out of the Park, Baseball 18 is absolutely outstanding. Love that game. $40, you get everything. And then it goes on sale. They usually cut it in half, and it's $20. And Humble Bundle, or whatever it's called, had it for like $5 the other week. So, Glenn says, dice roller at night when the wife is sleeping, LOL. So, for football games, what are some of if you guys play any football games? For PC, the best one I've come across, to me, is Action PC Football. You know, I played some Football Mogul. It's okay. I like the drafting part of that. Stratomatic, I looked at. I've watched some people's videos online. Looks interesting to me. Not enough where I want to spend that money. Inside Blitz, yes. Eric from Higher Ground Gaming plays a lot of Inside Blitz. That looks like fun. What does that go for, Glenn? And how many do they have, like championship teams? Clinton Parks, I'm more basketball. Brad62, how are you, my friend? He says action is good, detailed. I like Action PC a lot, Brad. Max Cornelius, 2nd and 10 is not bad. I've seen that too. Eric from Higher Ground Gaming, check out his channel, Higher Ground Gaming. I've watched him play that too. Glenn, tons of seasons. Oh, that's for Inside Blitz. Okay. The Cubs and Bears Front Office Football 8 is very good. Text-based PC game. I've seen that. I've heard good things about that. Do they have real players in that? I can't remember. Or do you have to change everybody's names? Clinton Parks. Didn't Sports Illustrated have an NCAA football card? I picked up on Steam in a bundle, like for $5. I got a bunch of sports games. Bowl Bound. I played a couple of UMass games. It's kind of fun. I think they're all fake players, though. Inside Blitz, Glenn says, Inside Blitz has no greatest team, sadly, but lots of seasons. AFL as well, my preference. That's what I like about Action PC. I have all the 1960s, AFL, NFL. In the 70s, I have all the NFL plus the World Football League that one year. I have all the 80s. which is the NFL and USFL, and I have um, some a great teams file, 20 teams. So there's some 2000s and 90s, and then I have 2015, 14, 13, 12, and 11. They came with the game when I bought it or something. But I like the 60s, 70s, and 80s. I love the USFL. I used to enjoy spring football a lot. Glenn says, Inside Blitz runs about $60 with a season. Okay, so Glenn, because I'm going to assume the PC game's similar. Um, when you say with a season, so if I was to buy Inside Blitz, I would get the new season, like say if it was this year, that I would assume it's the 2016 season, and I can pick another season. Brad62, and again, thank you for joining us, Brad. He says, Bullbound, awesome board game used to track stats on paper and hand write box scores. Oh my God, I remember those days. Brad, I once took, my friend had Stratomatic football, and I had the Fran Tarkenton football, which was much older. We each borrowed him, and I literally made the game from scratch. I took a football magazine. I did the 1982 season. I made my own cards for like the Strat cards. I thought it'd be funny if I mean I don't have that anymore. I actually found my title belt. I have my title belt boxing game, and I found my old heavyweight tournament I did. I wrote all the stats and notes in a notebook, and I'm thinking about redoing it on the PC for my title bout. But I kind of said I wasn't going to do another heavyweight tournament, but I might do it. Uh, Glenn says, get the box game plus a season of choice. Okay, I understand. Yeah. Um, Brad says, awesome now. I have Bullbound, but it's on the computer. It's a fun game. I mean, I just kind of want to play the football games. I don't want to go through all the recruiting and stuff. It's funny because, like, with Out of the Ballpark, I like doing all the other things, trades also. I'm playing my um, 60 Red Sox open world. I'm playing my 72 Red Sox, which turned into 73 Red Sox open world alternate universe. The 60s Red Sox, I didn't make too well. There is a lot of difference. I played a lot of younger players, so made a couple of trades. Glenn, the AFL seasons you buy, you get the NFL that year as well. Oh, that's cool. That's cool because, God, I want to say Action PC, you got to buy those separately. I can't remember. Or maybe I'm wrong there. I'm probably wrong. Action PC, when stuff goes on sale, and they're good buys when he has his sales. Dave Koch on Action, in my opinion. Brad62, yes, I'm more a coach strategy than a GM. I mean, with the Bull Bound, I mean, I'm going to start I'm going to have a game probably next week on my channel for Action PC. 1977 Notre Dame with Joe Montana against the 84 Boston College Eagles and Doug Flutie. That'll be my first college football game on my channel. Glenn, baseball and hockey are what I play most. I actually have been getting into the hockey. I play it very basic, though, for my Action PC. I let the computer do the line changes. I play for both teams when it comes to how I want them to play the line when they're on the ice. The Cubs, the Bears. Al, yes. You got to do a title bout heavyweight tournament. I know, but I kind of said I wasn't going to do it. Because I want to do that middleweight tournament. And I also want to do your Marcel Cerdan fight before I do any tournament. I have a little round robin going with Joe Frazier, Gene Tunney, Ali, and Dempsey. So my next two heavyweight fights are going to be Joe Frazier and Jack Dempsey. I think that's going to be a heck of a match up there. I kind of think Dempsey might knock out Joe Frazier because Joe Frazier was susceptible to a big puncher. I mean, a banger. That's going to be interesting. And if you didn't see the Ali Dempsey fight I did, I guess you can just ask the Cubs, the Bears if he liked it. I think he enjoyed it a lot. I think everyone who watched it enjoyed it a lot. I don't want to tell you what happened if in case you want to watch it, but again, it's an hour something. But I think I do a pretty good job of when I do a title bout boxing game. It's like me doing a radio call. I just let the computer sim it. I'm doing a radio call. I put some pictures around the board, the computer board. I think it's fun. Boxing is one of my favorite sports, boxing and baseball. You know what, the Cubs and Bears, I think I'm gonna do a heavy. The way I thought I was gonna do the heavyweight tournament was I don't want to rate the fighters. I kind of want to do almost like I don't know if you're familiar with soccer. In the UK, they have a tournament. I can't think of the tournament's name, but it's really cool. They take teams from all the different divisions, um, and it's like a blind draw. And I think I might do that. I was thinking about doing it that way. So you might have two really great fighters facing off in the first round or the second round. So let me go back to the chat here. I've babbled enough about what might be coming up on my channel. Brad62 says, Dave has sales every week now. Yeah, I missed one, Brad. I was going to pick up the hockey game. I was going to upgrade because supposedly the animation's a little better. And I was getting into the hockey. And I missed it, so I'm on a wait. Max Cornelius. The college game will be good to see. Do you like that matchup, Max? 77 Notre Dame with Joe Montana and the 84 Boston College Eagles with Doug Flutie. I try to go with matchups. I try to stay away from long projects. I do have long projects on my channel. I think sometimes when you do a long project, you get bogged down in it. I don't know, just my opinion. Glenn, believe it or not, I own quite a few hockey games, and I think APA is the best one. Really? Huh. I've never played APA. Chris, my friend Chris, Brady APA Trades, he gave me a copy of APA Baseball. I'm still learning it. So, it's very fun. I messed up on one file, though. I think I got to redo it. Brad62, the log files for each bout are pretty good and detailed. The log files, I said long, sorry. I enjoy Title Bout Boxing, great, love it. I wish they would come out with a newer version, but it fell apart. I was actually emailing the UK company, the gentleman, but it fell apart. And another good friend of the channel is a huge boxing guy. Greg Gorecki actually worked on one of the Title Bout Boxing games back in the day. He told me about that. He's a huge, very knowledgeable. Greg Gorecki, another good friend of the channel. I wish he was here. He would enjoy this. Clinton Parks, I also have a non-recommendation for baseball. A non-recommendation? NPIII. So you don't like that game? Is that national pastime? The Cubs and Bears. Unsolicited testimonial. Al's Ali Dempsey video is my candidate for best sports stream of 2017. You know what, the Cubs and Bears, thank you very much. I probably put more effort into my boxing. You guys will laugh. I'm a big boxing fan, pretty knowledgeable about it. I will sit and watch old fights so I can get down I know most of them, but I like to rewatch it. And before I did that fight, I rewatched a couple of Dempsey fights. Not the whole thing. I watched the two Dempsey-Tunney fights on YouTube, which were very odd because if you're a boxing fan, those are the only two that I know of, and I'm almost positive, two 10-round championship fights, which is ridiculous, especially in that day. They were just coming away from 20-round championship fights. Where most of them were 15 again. I think Joe Louis was the last heavyweight champion who actually had a scheduled defense that was more than 15 rounds. I believe it was 20 rounds. I mean, he knocked the guy out. I don't remember who it is. I'd have to look it up. Clinton Parks. Okay, who's Dave? Dave Koch, Action PC, I think. And once again, the Cubs and Bears, very kind words. He says, unsolicited testimonial. Al's, I like to read it because it made my heart warm. Thank you very much, the Cubs and Bears. I'll read it one more time. Unsolicited testimony. Ali Dempson video is my candidate for best sports stream of 2017. Clinton Parks, 1977 Notre Dame, Rudy. That's my friend Chris's favorite football movie, is Rudy. Or one of his favorite movies. Max Cornelius. Yeah, I think that would be a good matchup. Yeah, Notre Dame with Montana and Boston College with Doug Flutie. Chris is still in the chat. Brady Appa Trades. Check out his channel. My Appa friends say the hockey game is very good. Glenn to Chris. It is, Brady. Clinton Parks. Yes. Brad. Brad62. Trunzo, the original designer, is coming out with a new title about... Yes, I did see that, and that looks interesting to me. I might purchase it just to see if I can update the PC game. I mean, I still get updates for the PC game because they changed the update website link. So they still update the 2013 game with boxers. Some of them are... I don't know how they're up. They have sometimes when you get an update though, there could be. I forgot who the fighter was, but I want to say he was a junior middleweight. I don't remember his name, and they made him. His ratings are correct, but they made him a heavyweight, so I had to change it. Now, again, not a big deal, quite easy to do, but it's kind of annoying. Clinton Parks, if you change pictures, the batter cards never change. Thanks. I missed something. Is that about Appa? Brad62. The fighters in title bout were faceless. Now YouTube brings them to life. Well, what I like to do, Brad, I don't know if you watch. I know you went to see I don't know if you saw the weigh-in. I actually did a mock weigh-in, which I thought was fun. It was like 15 minutes. Clinton Park says no. NPI. Is that national pastime? Is that what that is, Clinton? NPII? What I do, Brad, is I take the screen that is titled about boxing, I reduce it on OBS. Clinton Park says yes, national. So you don't like that game, because there's people who do like it. I've watched it a bit. It's not something I would buy. It's okay. It's not something I want. I like a little more visual. Though Beatles Eternally did get me a copy of Diamond Mine Baseball, and there's not a lot of visual to that. You can add it. I did add it a bit, and I don't know if it will stream well, but I do enjoy playing it. I really do enjoy playing that game, and I believe, oh God, who told me? Was it Chris or Beatles? That ESPN uses that as their engine to try to predict games. Anyway, back to Brad62 and my title about boxing. I reduced the title about boxing screen, and I put pictures around the side, because I think I like to make it visual. I really do like that. Clinton Parks says, Clinton Parks, I get better for my buck with Digital Diamond. I like Digital Diamond Baseball for the value. I really do. The Cubs and Bears, good news on new title about game. I had board game and PC version many moons ago, and would love to get a new game now that I'm retired and have time to enjoy. They came out with that. Yeah, that's good news. And it looks nice. If you go, oh God, Tabletop Baseball told me the link, and I can't remember it. Maybe Brad remembers it. But I did go to the link. I think I typed in title about boxing new game, and I found the link afterwards. But I believe Tabletop also told me. And the cards look beautiful. The game looks beautiful. The board game. And if I purchase it, I might just purchase it for nostalgic reasons. I might not even play it. To have the cards and see how they compare to the computer. Because the PC game was more in depth than my original, had more ratings than my original title about board game. Brad62, yeah, it is there. Glenn's still with us. Excellent. It was Kickstarter campaign, I think. Yes, Glenn, it was. So I was right. It was Earl with the E, who told me. Earl wants me to do a fight, and he wants me to do a blowout fight. And I was, because he wants to see how the engine is. Now, I'm going to tell you something. The Title Bout boxing engine is pretty good. You can take a fighter who actually lost, though. I've done this. And you can do better. Again, you just come up with a... I've done Primo Canera against Joe Louis again. I got through 2 extra rounds. Louis knocked him, stopped him in 6. I got to the 8th. You play it a certain way, you can do better. I did Graziano Robinson. I won that one. Again, it's a simulation. Obviously, Robinson beat him in real life. Stoppage, knockout. So you can, I mean, again, it's an engine. It's not going to be perfect. But Tabletop Earl with an E wants me to do a Mike Tyson blowout. And what I was thinking, I might do his fight with one of his, Donnie Long was on ESPN. He knocked him out in 1 round because he wanted to see how the search engine goes. The Cubs of Bears says, I used to enjoy Title Bout with Chuck Wepner just to watch them try to stop his bleeding. What I like to do, the Cubs of Bears, and I've only done it once on my channel, where I took Sugar Ray Robinson. I did a what if he fought for the heavyweight title against Ingemar Johansson. I thought the matchup was interesting. Because I said, well, they actually could have had that fight. They obviously didn't. Johansson won the title against Patterson, and they had some layoff. Now, a little in between. And I said, you'd think if they want to make an easy money fight, you could build Robinson up to 175 pounds maybe. And you could say, well, this is a great Sugar Ray Robinson. He might be able to outbox him. Obviously, it's a huge mismatch. I did that on my Title Bout. It's up on my station. But I managed and trained and gave the strategy for Sugar Ray Robinson. And I actually was bummed out when he got knocked out. I got him into the 8th round, I think. It's fun. I mean, it's, again, people get upset. There are some people I've talked boxing with, and they get, you start saying, what if this, what if that. It's what if. I mean, you don't have to get all mad. I'm a Marciano fan. I don't know who wins between Marciano and Ali. Okay? But for someone to say, oh, Marciano will get killed, I don't think so. Ali got dropped by Henry Cooper. And if they didn't cut his gloves, Cooper probably would have knocked him out. And Ali's a great fighter. I'm just saying, it happens. I don't ever say if someone's going to knock that. You don't know. It's fun to sim the stuff. I stay away from simming Rocky Marciano stuff. It's funny. It brings up some of the most hateful discussions from people that I was in shock. I'm sitting there going, my God. I don't even do Joe Louis stuff. My 2 favorite fighters, Marciano and Joe Louis. Because you get newer boxing fans like, oh, Joe Louis couldn't beat this guy, beat that. Oh, are you crazy? Joe Louis can compete with anybody. I mean, the Klitschko's, again, would be tough for any of the fighters from even up to the mid-70s. They'd be tough because they're so big. But the Klitschko's really that good? They're nice. They're good fighters. They're not outstanding. Watch their fights. They've been knocked out. In their primes, they've been knocked out. I mean, yeah, Joe Louis was knocked out in his prime. He came back and he knocked out Max Schmeling in 1 round. But for someone to say, oh, I had a discussion, oh, Klitschko would kill Joe Louis. Are you out of your mind? Yeah, he'd have the size and weight. And guess what? Joe Louis would hit him and he'd turtle. Possibly. I mean, I don't know who wins that. I would give the advantage to the Klitschkos. I would, but I once got into a discussion on Twitter, someone telling me that Gennady Golovkin would kill Carmen Basilio. I don't think so. It'd be a tough fight, and he might win, but boxing's one of the sports, except for heavyweight. Heavyweights are tough now because they're so big. But for all the other weight classes, you can compare it pretty well and come up with something. It's kind of fun. I like boxing. So, Brad62 says, I noticed the 1.4 title about the trainers have the fighters use different strategies during the bout. Never noticed that before. Oh, it's fun. You have different strategies. When you go in the corner, that is correct, Brad. Clinton Parks, Ali and heavyweights, but I'm a fan of both Sugar Rays. Sugar Ray Robinson, the reason they came up for pound was Sugar Ray Robinson. He's probably the greatest fighter of all time. Because he was so good. They had to come up with a new category. Sugar Ray Robinson beat great fighters past his prime. When he's fighting guys like Carmen Basilio and Gene Fulmer and stuff, he's past his prime. And those are great fighters. You know, again, don't look at records. They fought a lot more then, okay? And so a guy who had 10, 12 losses meant nothing if you had big wins. So, Clinton Parks. Joe Louis is buried in Arlington, right near some sergeant named Marvin. Well, Joe Louis did serve his country in World War II and got hosed by the IRS. Joe Louis gave 2 of his purses, one to Navy relief and one to Army relief, after he paid his people. And his accountant, the numbnut that his accountant was, I guess, didn't realize he had to pay taxes on it. So it's not like Joe Louis robbed anybody. He gave his money to charity after paying off his people, meaning his corner and stuff like that, and sparring partners and so on and so forth. Again, one payment for a title defense went to Navy relief, another one went to Army relief. And the U.S. government and the IRS, in their stupidity of wisdom, decided they wanted to hose over the great Joe Louis. And he had to come out of retirement to try to pay his tax debts, and unfortunately he got knocked out by Rocky Marciano, and he was well past his prime. So, yeah, that's a sore subject to me, because they should have just forgave his debt for the wonderful service he did to the country, being a great role model for the United States of America and all human beings. But, oh well, that's the IRS, isn't it? As this video will be demonetized. So, anyway. Brad62, so many weight divisions and rivalries. What if fights to play out fun stuff? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Brad. Absolutely. I did a Primo Canero, John L. Sullivan. That was fun. I did Graziano and LaMotta, a fight that was actually made and then fell apart when Graziano hurt his hand. Some people said he really didn't hurt his hand. That is a fight I would have loved to see. Rocky Graziano and Jake LaMotta. Everyone thinks LaMotta would have steamrolled him. I'm not saying LaMotta wouldn't have won, but I don't know who would have won. But people who think Rocky Graziano wasn't a good fighter are nuts. I'm not saying he was the greatest fighter, but he was a good, tough fighter. He got stopped by 2 guys, okay, to my knowledge. I don't think he could have got stopped on cuts earlier in his career, so I'm not going to. But, in big fights, Tony Zale stopped him, and the great Sugar Ray Robinson. So, and he dropped Robinson. He hit him high on the side of the head, and some people said it wasn't a knockdown, but Sugar Ray Robinson himself, on the Kurt Gowdy show, The Way It Was, The Way It Were, or something like that, said yes, it was a knockdown. And he caught him high in the head, or behind the head. If he caught him clean, you never know. But then Robinson comes right back like the tremendous, absolute best fighter ever, and KO'd Graziano with a thudding shot. He hit Graziano so hard his legs went numb. You could see, if you go on YouTube, the fight, Graziano's trying to shake his legs as he's pulling himself up from the ropes. Ken Castro. Al, did you get in on the Kickstarter? No, I didn't, Ken. No. Clinton Parks. Oh, that sergeant. He said the toughest man he ever knew during World War II was a guy named Bob Keeshan. The sergeant was Lee Marvin. Bob Keeshan, is that Captain Kangaroo? Why does that stick in my head? I'm probably wrong there. God, that sticks in my head, Clinton. Brad 62, Graziano before my time. Early 70s is when I started with boxing. Oh, it's before my time, too. I read so much and I watched so much. Clinton Parks, I was right. I was right, Clinton. Does that impress you? Probably not. Clinton always likes to needle me. That's okay, though. Yeah, the 70s, the 80s, oh, such tremendous fighters. You know what would have been a great fight? And I don't know why it didn't happen. Aaron Pryor and Roberto Duran. I'm trying to think. Prior Arguello was 2 years after Duran Leonard. I would have liked to seen Pryor, and I might do that one. Who would you guys like in that fight? Pryor and Roberto Duran. I would do that junior welterweight. Clinton Parks. Bob Keeshan was also Clarabelle the Clown, and yes, I'm impressed. There is hope for you yet, young one. Brad 62. That is a dream fight for me. Excuse me. Pardon me, I'm sorry. Pryor Duran. Yeah. I've always wondered why that fight. They never even talked about it. Do you ever remember any mention? I never even remember. I remember there's talk of Pryor and Mancini, but then Mancini lost to Livingstone Bramble in Buffalo. Duran wins. I think Duran would really have a good shot at winning that fight. Glenn, Jerry Quarry, Jerry Cooney. That's coming up on my channel, my friend. That is coming up on my channel. I like Jerry Quarry in that one. Jerry Quarry's a good fighter. He came around at the wrong time. He fought Frazier twice, Ali twice, Kenny Norton. Broke Black Man 94 says, thanks for the conversation and stream out. You should do this more often. Well, thank you, Broke. Are you leaving us? Are you doing a stream? Is Johnny coming on soon? Glenn says, no way. So, Glenn, you think Jerry Cooney beat Jerry Quarry? Brad 62. I think Pryor and Duran in the same camp. Duran had already leaped to welterweight. Oh, good point. Because they never did talk about that fight. That's like I found out. I think it was George Foreman was on something, and I don't know. It was brought up why you never fought Jerry Quarry, and I guess him and Jerry Quarry were good friends. That's why they never fought. I mean, so Glenn, I'm in for that one. As Broke Black Man says, take care, live chat, and let's all wish Broke Black Man 94, aka David Saint, good luck next week on his teaching exam for his license in New York. Many prayers and good wishes to you, my good friend Broke Black Man 94, aka David the Saint. Are you streaming tonight, Broke? Or this early morning? Glenn. No, I meant no way you're doing that. Can't wait. Yeah, it's in my thought process. I really put a lot of time into my boxing stuff. That's not why there's not a lot of it. I know this sounds silly, but I do a lot of reading on it. I watch a lot of film, and I try to do the best I can with my radio calls. And it's the boxing stuff I love. It's my favorite thing to do, but it's very difficult with me. Because if I make a little mistake, I get pissed at myself. I get so upset that I want it to be a good quality call every time. I once did Michael Spinks and Bob Foster, okay? So I start streaming it, and the mic was awful. I redid it again, but I mean, the mic was awful both times, but you're doing it live, right? And I shut the stream off. Thank God no one was watching. Michael Spinks broke his hand in the second round. I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. I literally said, you gotta be BSing me. And I shut the stream off. And I come back and I do it again, but the mic was awful. My headphone was bad, a lot of static. It's on there. It's on my channel. It kind of sounds interesting because it kind of sort of sounds like a crowd. But I did that through Google Hangout. It wasn't the crowd. It was just my headset was horrible. So take care, Broke Black Man 94. Good luck on your upcoming teacher's exam. Much well wishes, prayers, and thoughts to you. You're going to do it, my friend. Clinton Parks, gotta run. It's late, way past my bedtime. Then again, I'll nap during the 1 p.m. football game. Thank you very much, Clinton Parks, for joining us. Health, happiness, take care, my friend. God bless. Peace. Glenn says, Corey all the way. I like Corey against Jerry Cooney. Jerry Cooney was a good fighter. I think what they did with him was ruin his development in a way. There are certain fighters they didn't put him in with. I think he could have beat those guys. Cooney also had a substance abuse problem. That's why he basically retired after the first Holmes fight. Because he could have gotten a fight with, I believe, the WBA champ was Mike. Cooney Holmes was 81 or 82. Anyway, the WBA champ, he could have got a shot at the WBA champ. He didn't want it. He wanted a rematch with Holmes, and they wouldn't put it together. Because Holmes was pissed that Cooney made, I believe, more money than he did. So he wasn't giving him the rematch, which was silly. He should have given him the rematch, would have probably beat him all over again and made more money. Jerry Cooney, probably his best, was an underrated, but one of his best effort was against his loss in Larry Holmes. And Jerry Cooney does a lot of good work now with retired boxers trying to help them out. So I like Jerry Cooney. Oh, JD says, I'm back. Al, I can say, sorry, JD says, all I can say, Al, is check your Twitter message. I'm out, buddy. Talk later. Take care, my friend. Brad62, you do a great call on those matches, Al. Thank you, Brad. I try my best. I've slowed down the text a bit. I don't do the play-by-play exactly by the text because it's kind of redundant, and some of it sometimes doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, that wouldn't really happen, so I kind of go off my. But I mean, you're getting the gist of it, you know. So, Glenn, my all-time favorite boxer is Hagler, hands down. Marvin Hagler from Brockton, Massachusetts, also the home of the Rocky Marciano, the Brockton Blockbuster. Brad62, I want to do a universe with Hagler in it. I have a Hagler-Monzon fight. It was okay. If you want, check it out. You might have already. The ending, actually, it made sense to me. But it was kind of anticlimactic. There was a stoppage, but it was just the way, and that happens in time. I've been lucky. That's why I try to put, like, if I ask someone, like I asked the Cubs, the Bears, to do a matchmaking for me because he said Marcel Cerdan. I said, well, pick a fighter and just think, when I want to put a fight on or even a ball game on, unless I'm doing a replay of a season, I'm thinking, how can I sell it? Is it going to be entertaining? You know, that's the way I do my YouTube channel. I want it to be entertaining. I don't do a lot of long projects. Now that I said that, people who watch my channel know I have long projects. I have the 60s Red Sox. I have the 66 Red Sox, the 77 Red Sox. Those are my long projects. But most of the time, hello, remember World War I? How are you doing, my friend? It has been a long time. Hope all is well with you. I try to do everything as a boxing promoter, whether it's football, baseball, hockey. I like one-and-done tournaments. I got that idea. I mean, lots of people have had that idea. I did it when I was a kid, except I used to do best 2 out of 3 with my Stratomatic baseball and my football games. Well, football was one-and-done. But I got that from ID Jester. He did a really great one-and-done baseball tournament. So I like those one-and-done baseball tournaments or any kind of I'm going to be doing a basketball, and I think it's going to be pro. I put a couple of pro basketball with Action PC up. They're fun. I'm still trying to get how I want to stream it down. So, but you're going to be seeing some basketball in here. But just back to, I try to do everything as a promoter, as a boxing promoter in my mind. What do people want to see, and is it going to be exciting? If you notice, look at the fighters I put on when I do the title bout. I don't want 2 really good defensive fighters. To me, that'd be god-awful. I have a series called Battle of the Bangers. I put guys who can punch. Just think about it. What do you want to watch on television? Think about the old way they used to promote boxing. Ethnically, okay? And people are like, oh, that's horrible. No, it sells fannies. It's not horrible to root for whatever, the guy you like because he's purple or the other guy's green. It's life. As long as you don't take it outside the realm of sport, it's sports. Who cares? You're supposed to enjoy it. It happens. Irish versus Italian. The Irish guy's going to root for the Irish guy. The Italian guy's going to root for the Italian guy. I'll put it that way. That shouldn't be offensive to anyone. So I do things as whether it's hockey, basketball, baseball, football, even golf. I like the golf. I'm not going to do a tournament. I kind of put a tournament up there. It's long. It plays long. I like to do match play. I'll pick 2 golfers. I did one with Francesco Molinari against Jason Day. It was intriguing to me. It was fun. I got some decent views for me. I'm a small YouTube channel. I get anywhere from 50 to 100 views. I'm ecstatic. You know? That's why I think every YouTuber in our community, you don't understand how much that like button means. You really don't. I mean, or maybe you do, and I appreciate anyone who hits like. I always hit the like button for people I go watch. Because to do what they do, whether it's Card and Dice or PC or like Broke Black Man and JD talking about TV shows or Phil the Issues Guy, you know, they're taking their time out to do something they love, and if it makes you happy, hit the like button. It makes the other person happy too. None of us are millionaires, even if you get monetized. I'm joking. I'm almost up to $10 now. Whoopee! But it's fun. I like doing it. And if I can provide entertainment and bring people together and we can talk about stuff, that's fun. You know, real life's tough. We all have our real life issues. So if you can take some time, I tell you, I enjoy watching. That's why when people said, you know, they're not, you know, like, Glenn, I'd love to see you stream, or Clinton Parks. Try it out. You might like it. And again, you might not. It might not be your thing, but I think I'm so appreciative of anyone who stops by my stuff and my chat. I tell you, one time I was in ID Jester's chat, and he got trolled. I'm just going to tell a quick story, and I'll get to there's a lot of good stuff in the chat. I'm sorry. I'll get to it. He got trolled. They hit him with, like, I want to say 10 thumbs down. And I was, like, so pissed off. I was so pissed off. I have 2 channels. Okay, I got banned for 90 days on YouTube. I did something stupid. And so I made another channel. Obviously, this is my main channel. But I have another channel. So, if I see someone getting, like, thumbs down for no reason, I mean, if you don't like something, just don't put, I mean, anyway, whatever. I don't want to get, I put my 2 thumbs up. Then I forgot where I was, but I said, if you guys, it could have been on Tabletop. I just asked very politely. I don't know if you see me, and again, I'm not, whatever. I very rarely promote myself in other, first of all, when I go into someone else's chat, unless they ask me a question, I'm just chatting, and I'm saying hit the thumbs up, and I'm enjoying the chat, I'm enjoying whatever they're doing, baseball, RPG games, I don't care, I'm having fun, you know? I don't sit there and say, oh, come check out my channel. That's like the rudest thing when people do that. Oh, give me a shout out. But I will do it once, and I'll ask them not to do it. But he got trolled. He had like 10 dislikes. That's BS. It's BS. And I want to say it was Tabletop. I just asked people, can you just go to this channel and just hit the thumbs up button? You don't know how, I mean, you get 1 or 2, yeah, there's a couple of dinks out there, who cares, but if you get trolled that way, it really makes, I don't know, it made me upset. It wasn't even my channel, I was pissed off. Like, why do you, I don't know. So, I mean, it's very important, if you like the channel, I'm not saying you got to, if you enjoy the channel you're watching, hit the thumbs up. If you're on Twitter, hit the like. Tweet it. I mean, if it's something you like, you know. The people I follow, it's all stuff I like. They all seem very good people. Do I know them personally? I know them a little personally on YouTube. There's just people who just have hate. I don't agree with everything all the time, but my God, you know. Anyway, that's my little whatever. All right, back to the chat. I apologize for that. Just, you know, if you like something, hit the like button. The people who are producing the content that you're enjoying, it means a lot to them. I'm not talking just about myself. Ken says great words out, thank you. But if you've watched my streams, again, I plug everybody who I watch. I consider us a community, including people like Ken Castro, Glenn, Brad, everyone in the chat, JD, Brooke, even if you don't have a channel, I try to remember people. I try to say thank you. If I miss you, I apologize. You know, remember World War I. It is feedback. Yeah, I mean, I can see if something's hideous and you really want to hit that dislike button. Okay, go ahead, have a blast. But honestly, I mean, stuff I watch, whether it's tabletop or whatever, nothing of that is hideous or horrible. It's all good stuff. People are just mean-spirited, you know, and it upsets people. I know once in a while, listen, there's someone who gives me thumbs down. I have a good idea who it is. You know, okay, they want to be that way, fine, whatever. And it's someone who I supported a lot. And I think I know, I could be wrong, I think I know who it is, but it's just, wow. I never thumbed down any stuff that person did. Never. Never. So, anyway, let's go back to the chat and have a good time. Glenn says, him and Hearns, those are 3 rounds. Oh, Hagler and Hearns. The first round was outstanding. Brad, no, I'm not going to spoil the Hagler-Manzone fight if you want to check it out. Again, if you do check it out, and if you want, leave a comment on your thoughts on that fight, Brad. It was, at first I was like, oh, but then I could actually visualize it and say, you know, I could see it going that way. I don't want to give any spoilers anyway. Glenn, geographic pride, ethnicity, and rivalries drive sports. That's a fact. Yes, it is. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. We become such a PC culture. It makes me sick. Again, don't treat people badly because of they're green or blue. I'm just saying when it comes to sport, you know, you kind of, I'm Italian American. I kind of, I'll tell you right now, I'm not a big Jake LaMotta fan. I'm much more of a Rocky Graziano fan because Graziano's a nicer person. I don't really care for Jake LaMotta. I'm talking about in his early, I met him at a Marciano function. Didn't have a lot of interaction with him. He's okay. I tell you, Joe Frazier is an absolute gem of a human being. God rest his soul. I met him at a boxing function. Marlon Starling, another nice guy. Again, my interaction with him. I'm not, you know, whatever. Someone might have, I had him. Emmanuel Stewart was one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. The former trainer who passed away, unfortunately, of kidney disease from Kronk. Back in the chat. Ken, oh, great words, Al. I already said that. Feedback, remember, yes, feedback's very important. Remember World War I. He's the only person who comes. I play this game called Verdun. Again, it's a first-person shooter. It's the only first-person shooter I'm actually pretty good at. And I play with mouse and keyboard. And it's World War I tactics, which are absolutely dreadful. And again, it's a video game. I'm not making light of World War I. I'm just saying I'm good at it. It's fun to play. And remember, World War I is one of the few people who actually comes and watch me play. And it's fun when he's in the chat. And I'm glad to see he's back. It's just fun because I'll start singing like Alouette, Jacques Alouette, if I'm playing on the French side or vice versa, if I'm on the German side. It's just a fun game, but feedback's very important. The Cubs, the Bears. I always assume almost everyone who dislikes videos is under 12 years old. You're probably right. But there is someone, I think I know who it is. I don't want to really dwell on it. But all of a sudden I've been seeing like these thumbs down. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of strange on my video. I mean, I do care, but I don't. It's weird to say. But like I said, just to go back to when it happened to ID Jester, he got trolled. I was in his chat when it happened. And I wish I'm a moderator now. I wish I was a moderator then. I would have blocked every one of them. That was horrible. The stuff they were saying in his chat was horrible. And he's doing the game and he can't really notice it. He noticed it after. So, but a bunch of people went in and we got the likes up to about even. We might have been a little below the dislikes. And it could have been one person with a bunch of accounts. I've seen that happen to my friend Joe Dirty Locks on Dirty Issues Gaming. And again, those are just names. There's nothing dirty about his gaming. He's playing games. So, remember World War I, or it is really offended. I missed something there. Ken Castro, LOL. that comes out the shadows once again. Oh, yeah, he's like a great white shark. I'm a little behind the chat. I'm going to speed it up. I'm reading stuff because I went on my little rant. Kent Casper, that's why I love you, the Cubs, the Bears. Oh, I love him. I've given him, I hope he likes the nickname, the Great White Shark. I just like it how he comes up from the depths. Remember World War I. I'm Danish American. Excellent, my friend. Glenn, I like the Alan Minter. I messed up here. Glenn, I like the Al Mini rant. Well done. Oh, I thought when I was reading that, as I'm pointing, no one sees me, I'm pointing. I thought I was gonna say Alan Minter because I was talking boxing. It is a mini rant, but it's from the heart, and it really does upset me when I see people do that to channels. I could care less about. I mean, I do care about my channel. I always greatly appreciate, as I always say, and I end it the same way every time. Health, happiness, God bless. Peace. I stole that from Yah. I like when other people have done it, but I like when they say peace at the end. It makes me smile. That's not BS for me. I want everyone to be happy. So, it's just my ending. That's the way I end my stuff. Some people think it's cheesy. I've been told it's cheesy. Well, you know what? You don't want to see it. Go elsewhere. And that was when I started. It doesn't come back. Anyway, whatever. Brad Axe. It's Brad62. Incidentally, Marlon Starlin stopped Harold Weston today in my. Oh, Harold Weston was Harold Weston from Texas? Am I getting that mixed up? Marlon Starlin was a good fighter. I remember he fought Donald Curry twice. I want to say it was ABC Wild World of Sports or ABC Boxing Show. When they had boxing on free TV a lot on the weekends. And it was I think it was the USBA welterweight the championship of the United States was called the USBA 12-round fight. And those were very prestigious titles because that was the step to get a title shot or get in the top 10 rankings. And he had lost the first. No, that was the first fight, excuse me. And he had him beat, and he clowned around too much. And he lost a close decision, I believe. And then he fought him for the world title, and he lost when Curry won the vacant title against an Asian fighter, maybe a South Korean. It sticks in my head. And then he defended, I don't know what defense it was, but he defended against Marlon Starlin. Glenn, I hit the like for all you guys as soon as I enter. Thank you very much, and everyone, I believe me, they greatly appreciate that, Glenn. Remember World War I. We live in a time where being a hard worker is offensive. It's true. I get up, I go to work as many people do, or unless you're retired. God bless you if you are. Yeah, I pay my bills, I pay my taxes, I help out my elderly parents and my family. And you hit that out of the ballpark, my friend. We got to try to change that, but all we can do is do the best we can. Remember World War I, which is not a time of actual adaptation, only a time of stupidity and bigotry, and I don't want America to be that way. The Cubs and Bears. I have no problem with nicknames, nor will I give you a down arrow even if I didn't like it. That's what I say. So thank you, my friend. Brad62, not sure. Glenn. And you remember Michael second to none? Absolutely. He won the title against Frank Tate. He knocked him out. And then he himself got knocked out by James Toney by a left hook, I think. Michael second to none knocked out Sumbu Kalambe in one round in a middleweight unification bout. Kalambe, from Italy, of African descent, had upset Mike McCallum to win the vacant, I can't remember if it was WBA or WBC title, in a tournament or whatever. He beat Mike McCallum, which was an upset, and then he knocked out a very tough Doug DeWitt. Doug DeWitt went 12 rounds with Tommy the Hitman Hearns. Remember World War I. My mother went to work and was called, well, that's unfortunate, for a story she told about how she defended her dad. Those idiots, you know what I mean? There's always stupid people in life. Glenn, I remember that fight against Columbate. Yeah, it was an HBO fight. The promo lasted longer than the fight. He clocked him in the first round. In whatever town Sumbu Columbate was from Italy, wherever he lived, they had a bunch of people in the plaza, and they had put up big TVs to watch this big event because it was a tremendous event in Italy. And because Columbate was well liked, and he got starched. Marlon Starlin fought Michael Nunn. Gave him a good fight. I thought Orion Barkley beat Michael Nunn. I work in the accounting field. I work with numbers. Remember World War One? Lots of numbers. God forbid the numbers aren't right. Someone comes over to your desk. The world comes to an end. Glenn, LOL, true. Yeah, it was. I remember it was just, he got starched. I felt bad for Columbate too. Then he went on to fight Mike McCollum again. He lost in the rematch. The Cubs and Bears. Al, on a different subject, have you any... I messed up here. Hold on a second. Okay. The Cubs and Bears in the chat says, Al, on a different subject, have any of you Bosox recent videos addressed the passing of Bobby Dorr? I assume Boston is mourning over that. I mentioned it. I don't do special games. People do that. I don't. Like they did. A lot of people did Roy Halladay, Doc Holliday, when he passed, unfortunately, in that plane crash. Which is fine. I watched it. It was really nice. I don't do that. I did say, I forgot what game it was. Could have been before my 73 open world game. I don't remember. I did say, Bobby Dorr passed away. One of the last, I call them the boys of summer. Bobby Dorr, Dominic DiMaggio, Johnny Pesky, and Ted Williams. So, I don't know. I don't do that. I do enjoy when other people do it, but I just like to say I feel, I don't, obviously I don't know the man. I feel bad for anyone who passes away. So I did send my, on Twitter when people did things, I retweeted it. But yeah, again, my terminology, boys of summer, that's what I called them. So they're all gone now. They're up in heaven. Glenn, gotta admit, boxing has the best nicknames. Yes, Glenn, and no. I wish Chris from Stratomatic Della was here, or Beatles Eternally. They're big debt, or even Eric from Higher Ground Gaming. Wonderful channels, Eric from Higher Ground Gaming and Stratomatic Della with Chris. They play the dead ball era stuff, and they have some unbelievable names. The Cubs, the Bears can probably shoot some into the chat now. I can't remember any as I say that, but they have some great names. Shoeless Joe Jackson's a great name. Oh God, there's so many unbelievable nicknames. Brad62, I would like to have seen how good Tony the Tiger Ayala would have been, but he was he was a horrible human being. Horrible human being. Horrible. I understand what you're saying. It would be interesting. When he got out of jail and got his boxing license, you kind of say, okay, I wish, and he redid, and you know what a horrible human being he was? He did the same thing over again, went back to jail. He did, when he came out and he started boxing again, there was a Mexican fighter, who kicked the snot out of him, and I was like so happy. Yeah, Ayala was a very tough competitor in that ring. He was on TV a lot on the weekend shows. Glenn with some boxing nicknames: Carl the Truth Williams, James Bone Crusher Smith, and Ray Boom Boom Mancini. Also, his father was named Boom Boom, Lenny Boom Boom Mancini, and I think that's been used for a few fighters. And a couple of other ones: Tommy the Hitman Hearns, also known as the Motor City Cobra. I just had another one. I had another one which was great. Sugar Ray Robinson, not necessarily a nickname. One of my favorite, Hands of Stone, Manos de Piedras, Roberto Duran, the Brockton blockbuster, Rocky Marciano, Smoking Joe Frazier, the Bayonne Bleeder, that's Chuck Wepner. The Cubs, the Bears will like that one. Remember World War I? I found the song that made Mickey Mouse. Glenn, Little Poison. Who was Little Poison? Is that a boxing? God, I don't remember that one. Bazooka Lamone. I think Bazooka was I think it was his nickname. Brad 62. Wow, Glenn. Yeah, the old baseball names are great too. Oh, they're unbelievable. The only one I could think of though was Shoeless Joe Jackson. I can't think of any more. There's so many funny ones. Ken Castro, Wayner. Ken likes Deadball era stuff too. Oh, it's baseball. Oh, that's what that is. Little and Big Poison. The Wayner brothers. Thank you. The Cubs, the Bears. Lloyd and Paul Wayner. Bid and Little Poison. Oh, cool. What team did they play for? Georgia Peach is Ty Cobb, right? Yes. Three Finger Brown. Yeah, they're just great nicknames. Great nicknames. Great stuff in the chat. Good stuff, guys. I hope everyone's enjoying this. I'm having a lot of fun. We're going to go a little longer. Sip some iced tea. So I do have coming up on the channel, I'm going to be doing some boxing stuff. I'm going to do Frazier Dempsey. I'm going to be doing Ali Tunney. It's like a round robin, but not really. The way I did it was, I didn't say it, but in my mind, Ali and Frazier are a team, and Dempsey and Tunney are a team. And right now, Ali, well, if you haven't seen the fights, I think everyone in this chat's seen the fights. Anyway, I did it kind of in my mind like a team thing, so then it's a round robin. Obviously, Ali and Frazier will not fight each other, and Tunney and Dempsey will not. They fought in real life. I'm not going to redo that. The only time I might do that, I've done it. I don't stream it. I want to see if I can get the fighter to go a little longer. You know. Glenn, the Train. I don't know who that was. Brad 62. He was a limited fighter, purely a slugger, but Pipino Cuevas was a favorite of mine. Title defensive before Hearns. Oh, he was an action. He was on TV a lot, especially on the West Coast. They had another channel. Pipino Cuevas. It's funny, if you look at his record, he had that win streak when he was a welterweight champ. Then after Hearns knocked him out, he kind of still banged around, but I want to say he got upset by Stratford was his name, and he kind of went downhill. And Duran then beat him at junior middleweight, and I think that's what got Duran his shot at Davey Moore. I think I could be wrong there. Walter Johnson. Oh my God, how did I not know that? You're right, Ken. Walter Johnson was a train. Then Ken has Dummy Taylor. Glenn says your boxing videos are my fancier. I think. Oh, favorites. Thank you, Glenn. I'm gonna do the Corey. I have to do the Cubs, the Bears though, because he asked me about Marcel Cerdan, so I have to do that one too. Do you guys want me to do a heavyweight tournament? What do you guys say? Should I do a heavyweight tournament? The Cubs, the Bears. Poison was the Cubs, the Bears. Poison was the Brooklyn way to pronounce big person. Oh, and little person. To tell the brothers apart, their nicknames were from the Brooklyn fans' accent. Well, that's awesome stuff. Thanks for sharing. That's a fun story. I love these fun stories. Glenn, I actually picked up dice boxing because I got the itch watching your videos. I recommend, Glenn, if you can pick up title ball boxing on the computer, you're going to love it. Sometimes I just do quick tournaments. I don't even watch the whole fights just for ha-has. I know you're a card and dice person. Card and dice boxing does not ID Gesture tried it. It doesn't stream well. I remember playing it and how cumbersome it was, but because I had so much love for boxing, I would sit there and play it for hours and go through my tournaments I set up. And the biggest tournament I did was a heavyweight tournament. Most of them were like, you know, double elimination 4-fighter tournaments. So, Brad 62. And thank you, Glenn, actually, that I inspired you to pick up a boxing game. But I do recommend to anyone who likes boxing, pick up Title About Boxing on the computer. It plays quick. All kinds of, you just love it. And I'm not saying get away from your card and dice stuff. I'm just saying it plays well on the computer. It sims well, I guess. Brad 62. Cuevas was a shell of himself in his mind 20 years already done, basically. In his 20s, yeah. It's weird when you look at his record, you know, how he had that big spurt and then done. But I mean, I understand it's boxing. Remember World War I. I also found the oldest recording of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Cool. Brad, yes, please. On the heavyweight tournament, I think. Glenn, yes. Remember World War I. Yeah, why not? I want to do it like, again, I can't think. There's an English soccer tournament, and it pits everybody, the little leagues against the big leagues. And it's played, the championship played at Wembley, and I can't, the something cup. Anyway, I want to do it in that style. I don't want to have the rankings. I want to actually do a blind draw. And I might do that online. I might actually set the camera up for that and just do a, like, number the fighters and do a blind draw. So you could get Ali Marciano in the first round. I don't know. I think it'd be kind of fun. The Cubs versus, yes, again, heavyweight tournament, maybe 16 entries. Got to do it. Your public demands it. All right, I'm going to do it. I might go more than 16 fighters, though. Oh, but you're right. You know, I don't want to... It's either going to be 16 or 32. There was a radio tournament done by computer simulation back in the 60s, and you can go on YouTube and find it. And before I leave, I'll find one of them, and I'll put it in the link in the chat. Check those out. They're absolutely outstanding. Glenn, I backed the Title Bout Kickstarter. That's cool. Excellent. If you pick up the game, tell me about it. Ken, Glenn, when will it be shipped? Oh, so you've already... Oh, okay, so you already bought it then. Remember World War I. I will leave a link to it on your Stratomatic. Oh, excellent. Thank you. Remember. Did you already do that? Because I see a... Let me go here for a moment. I see that someone has left me. Oh, he did leave a link. I'm going to get it. I'm going to put this link for Take Me Out to the Ball Game in the chat, but I messed it up. Oh, God. Come on. Bear with me. I'm trying to get this link that... Remember World War I? It's the oldest version. He's Take Me Out to the Ballpark. I'm trusting you on this. It is Take Me Out to the Ballpark, right? I'm not clicking on some horrible thing that's going to get me banned from YouTube. Oh, well. Okay. Oh, my God. It doesn't... Oh, God. Hold on a second, people. All right, let me click up here. Let's do this again. Go from this way. Oh, the heck with it. I'll copy the whole thing. I don't know why it just won't let me copy that one little part. All right, here we go. I'm just kidding you. Remember World War I? He says, I don't do that. Hit paste. And let me cut out this part. So if anyone wants to check it out, I appreciate that. From my friend, Remember World War I. I think I got it For some reason, it copied everything. I just want to... Yeah, I think that's right. Remember World War I says it's 109 years old. The Cubs of Bears, 16 or 32 entries. Either works for me. I have a spreadsheet set up already, and I actually had 64 entries. I did like even minor champions. I had 4 brackets: WBA, WBC, IBF, and WBO. I didn't do anything with it. If I did that, and I still might, I might not stream all the fights. Some of the ones I consider minor ones, I might just do a quick who won and go over it. I still might do that, but 16 to 32, I will start working on that. And what do you guys think of the blind draw, or do you guys prefer... Title About Boxing has ratings for fighters, you know, like 1 through 15. Ali's a 15, Marciano, Lewis, I want to say Dempsey are 14s, and Jack Johnson's a 14. And, you know, so on and so forth. But I think I kind of would like the blind draw with the randomness of it. I mean, someone could get lucky and get a good draw. Or does that sound... the FA Cup, that's the cup I'm thinking of in England. I love the FA Cup because when the bigger teams don't come into it, I believe it's until round 3, but it's blind draws. You don't know who you're playing. They literally pick, you know, like a lottery. So I kind of like that. Remember World War I? It is very scratchy sounds. It is very scratchy sounding since it's not it is 109 years old, if I'm reading that right. Hey, thank you very much, my friend, for just finding it. It's going to be fun. I'm going to listen to it later. Glenn, it's too early to start rooting for Riddick Bowe, LOL. I'm going to have the Klitschko's. I want to have the Klitschko's in it. I might go with the 64. Again, the way I'm thinking of it, I have this. If I was more savvy, I would show you the spreadsheet. I believe I still have it somewhere. The Cubs and Bears. I like the blind draws, but it's your game, your tournament, your rules. But I mean, do you like it? I mean, everyone I've seen, like, you know what? I want to put this in the chat because I think you guys will like it. I want to find that radio one. Brad 62, blind draw would be more interesting. That's the way I feel, Brad. The other thing I was going to do, I was just going to repeat my, replay my, when I did it with card and the flip cards when I was younger with my board game. I found my book with all, I was just going to do that one over, but I think you guys will like this, and bear with me a moment. I'm going to search for, I think it's Fantasy Boxing, Tunney versus Marciano. And I found it, and this is absolutely outstanding, my friends. This is some of the funnest stuff. I'm going to put it in the chat. This is the all-time heavyweight championship, and this is fight number 6. So I'm going to find fight number 1 now that I brought them up, and I'm going to put it, and then you can find all the links for the rest of them. Let me find fight number 1. Oh God, is this fight number 1? And these are just fun. They did a radio call. They used a computer simulation back in the 60s. Which one's fight number 1? I want to say it was Sullivan and somebody. And again, it's all subjective. Am I saying that right? I mean, it's a simulation. Is this fight number 1? Is this fight number 1? Fight number 2. Okay, so Braddock Sullivan's fight number 2. Because they kind of tell you who won the prior fight. So just in case you guys did want to, if you guys did want to Listen, I've listened to this whole thing 3 times. All right. Well, I'm just gonna put fight number 2. I don't know why I can't find fight number 1. So this is fight number 2, James Braddock versus John L. Sullivan. I'm going to put it in the chat. So that is oh, we have a Yankee fan. Oh, nice to see you, Yankee fan. Yep, they did. They did. They won 27 World Series. You are correct, Blade 117. It's all right to come in and say that. But they also, geez, are the only team to blow a 3-0 lead, I think. But your opinion's welcomed here. And if you're being rude, as I'm going back, is he being rude? I was looking at something. Yeah, Blade's a troll. Okay. Well, I'm going to give you a shot here, Blade, if you want to participate politely in the chat. You can make fun of the Red Sox, but do it in a tasteful way. I don't know if you're able to do that, but if you're trolling, you lead a sad life, my friend. So I'm going to give you an opportunity here. Let's see if this is a knowledgeable baseball fan. Blade, you're fine staying here. I saw something and someone said negativity, and that's, if you're here to do that, my friend, just leave. I'm asking you politely. If you want to stay in the chat and talk stuff and be polite, you can have a difference of opinion. You're more than welcome. So, the Cubs and Bears. Al, don't know if this was the same tournament, but in one earlier sim, this is not the same. Yeah, that's where he does the line, the computers from Alabama. But what I think what people don't know, in the U.S., Marciano won the fight. In Europe, Ali won the fight. I think that's the story I read. I mean, both great fighters. You don't know what would happen, but Marciano hit really, really hard. Marciano was tenacious. Ali was a great fighter, too. It's fun to debate this fight. I don't like to debate it because it becomes something I shouldn't be, because people get very rude and bring up things. It's boxing. My God. Both great fighters. I've been called a lot of bad things talking about this fight. Remember World War I says, Blade 117, feel welcome to stay if you can express in a solemn way. I agree. You're more than welcome to stay. Let's not be, you can be a Yankee fan. I know lots of Yankee fans. I have nothing against Yankee fans. I'm a Red Sox fan. That's fine. I know all about the history. 27 World Series. I've heard it, Bucky Dent. Heard it all. 1918. Can't say that anymore, but I also know the Yankees, blew a 3-0 lead. Only first team to do that. So, yeah. So check that out if you like. If you're a boxing fan, check this tournament is actually. I'm actually going to listen to it after. And this is bout 2. There's a bout before this. I tried to find bout 1. I don't know why I couldn't find it. So, and remember World War I. Thank you very much for those very wise words in the chat. We're coming up on 1:31 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, East Coast. Remember World War I. It's interesting if you like boxing. If you don't, it's not going to interest you. This is to anyone, not just to World War I. So, Glenn says, I'm a Yankees fan, but more importantly, I'm a baseball fan. Me too. I miss when baseball goes. It's to me, it's a fun game. Everyone thinks it's yep, you're right, Blade. Yankees. Now, Blade's a Yankee fan. Glenn's a Yankee fan. So okay, let's talk a little Yankees here. Were you guys surprised Joe Girardi got forced out? Obviously, him and ownership did not. Well, my guess is him and ownership didn't get along. I thought he did a fairly good job this year, don't you think? Again, this is directed to everyone, but we have Glenn and Blade in here. Blade says no. All right, Blade, are you saying no? You weren't surprised that Girardi was forced out? Glenn says absolutely. But you know what this reminds me of? Joe Girardi managed. God, was it his first management job? The Marlins, and they were Florida still, I think. He was named. If the Cubs, the Bears is in the chat, he'll know if I'm right. He'll know if this is right. All right, take care, Ken. Thank you very much for stopping by. Health, happiness, God bless, and as I say, peace. Thank you very much to Ken Castro. We'll go a little bit longer, and then we'll call it a stream. It's been a lot. Joe Girardi managed the Florida Marlins. He was coach, what's it called? Manager of the year, and he got fired the same year at the end of the season. I'm almost positive of that. And this reminds me of that because he had a beef with ownership with the Marlins. I don't know who the owner was, as everyone's saying bye to Ken. So, okay, Blade. I'm sorry. I thought you were trolling, and that's fine. You're cool. I don't care if you're a Yankee fan. I mean, that has nothing to do with it. I saw negativity, so I saw the word negative. Anyway, we don't have to go. It's fine. All right. The Cubs, the Bears says, I wouldn't mind Girardi replacing Madden for the Cubs. He played for the Cubs, Girardi, didn't he? After the Yankees? Or before the Yankees? After the Yankees. Remember World War I. You can always go far if you push hard enough, and they did. The Cubs were, yes, Girardi managed the Marlins. And I want to say he was manager of the year, and they fired him in the offseason. Everyone's saying bye to Ken. Blade. Derek Meyer partly owns the Marlins. Okay. That's not the same ownership group that got rid of Girardi, though, was it? I'm not. Glenn, I was surprised but not unhappy. Why were you not unhappy? Oh, Jeter. Yeah. I'm sorry, Blade. I saw Meyer. Yeah. Okay, take care. Remember World War I. He says he'll be back. If we're not on, take care, buddy. Health, happy. Good to see you. Hope all is well, my friend. Health, happiness to you too. God bless. So, Glenn, and we're going to be coming to an end here with the stream shortly, but why were you not unhappy? I know he had that snafu with the instant replay in the playoff game, but I thought he did a pretty good job managing this year. The Yankees and the Yankees overachieved player-wise too, but they weren't expected to do anything, and they were one game away from the World Series. And I have to be honest with you, I was pulling for them. I wanted to see the Yankee-Dodger World Series. I'm happy for Houston, though. Happy they won, but the Cubs are very, yes. Girardi played for the Cubs several years and went to Northwestern, has Chicago ties. Glenn, he made a lot of bad decisions. Okay. You follow the Yankees more than I do. Again, I'm a Red Sox fan. I watch a lot. And Blade says, yeah, he agrees. Oh, wow. I thought he did, again, just from watching from a distance. Again, I'm not a big John Farrell fan. I'm glad he's gone from the Red Sox. So I kind of, when you watch a team, I never thought he was a good manager. I think they would have gotten rid of him. Unfortunately, he had cancer, and I'm glad they didn't, because that would have been a skeevy thing to do. And he did win two. What's funny? The Red Sox had never won two back-to-back division titles. I know it's not a big thing, but they never did it. And he won two back-to-back division titles, and they got rid of him. He's not a good manager. I'm talking about Farrell. So if you guys are telling me you had issues with Girardi and you watch Yankee games more than I do, I watch against the Red Sox. I watch an occasional, if I like the pitch, I like CC Sabathia, so I'll watch him pitch. Judge is unbelievable. He's fun to watch. So big. ID Jester has pictures of him when he was in spring training. He went down to spring training. Check that out. If you're on ID Gestures chat one time, ask him if he'll show you the pictures from Judge down in spring training. It was pretty cool. Glenn, he got them further than anyone expected, but he micromanaged. Okay. Blade, in Fallout 4, you get to go to... Yes, you're right. I don't... Now, Blade, do you play that game, or did you just see it? But yes, you are correct. I have friends who play. I have not... And seeing that you do like that game, Blade, are you a gamer? Do you play sports sims, or are you just a gamer, or both? So, again, welcome to the chat, Blade. Hopefully you're enjoying yourself. Alright, we're coming up on 1:38. In a couple of minutes, we're going to call it a stream. It's been a lot of fun. Bear with me. I'm going to go through my thank yous now to everyone. So, I want to say thank you to Blades 117. Thank you. Thank you to Glenn. Pararu. I always mess up his name. I apologize. Blade says, I play it with mods. It's on my channel. Oh, cool. You have a channel? Let me check that out. Why won't it let me go to your... Alright, let me do it this way. As Brad62 says, good night, everyone. Alright, let me go through my thank yous. Glenn, thank you very much. Remember World War I. Oh, he says, I played Fallout for a long time. Alright. Alright, thank you to Glenn. Pararu, thank you to Remember World War I. Ross Perot, thank you, Glenn Perot. that I understand how to pronounce that one. I'm horrible with names, as everyone knows. Thank you, Glenn Perot. Thank you, Remember World War I. Brad62, Blade 117. The Cubs, the Bears, the great white shark that always lurks in the depth and then comes in with his tremendous knowledge and fun. Ken Castro, who left a little earlier. Brady Appas Trades, my friend Chris, check out his channel. Thank you to him. Oh, I'm going to miss people. Max Cornelius. Brad62. I'm just scrolling up. This is not stellar stuff here. Oh, Broke Black Man 94. Check out his channel. Great job. One of my moderators. And he has a wonderful channel, movie and TV reviews. JD, also one of my moderators. Clinton Parks, thank you. We had a good time. We had a lot of nice people on the stream. We have a newcomer, Blade. That's cool. Hopefully he enjoys us. Enjoyed it and come back again. I think I got everyone. Tribes fan, almost forgot him. Great friend of the channel. Again, I'll do this every once in a while. What I call, friends of the channel. You want to jump in? We talked about a lot of different things. Movies, some retro replay games. Blade says he's subscribed. Well, thank you. I'm going to check out your channel. I don't know why I can't go. Alright. What? Well, I'm going to check it out. Glenn says he loved this. Okay, so thank you, everyone. If I missed someone, I apologize. But come back, join us once again. This was a fun time. We talked movies. We talked a little sports at the end. We also talked... Blade, you just put 3 letters in my chat. What does that mean? Because I'm not liking those letters. Ah, boy. Alrighty. Well, let's... Okay, please don't do that again. I'll tell you right now, Blade. I'm moderate to conservative. Not that you care, but I do not like that. It's a typo. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Believe me, I don't want to see any lefty stuff. I don't want to see any righty stuff. I like to be nice to people. I respect people. So anyway, all right, let's get past that. Anyway, great job, everyone. Great job. I'll be checking out Blade's channel. I don't understand, Blade, why when these three things come to the side, you usually can click on it. Oh, now it does it. Go to channel. Why didn't that come up before? Alright, let's check out Blade's channel here. Oh, he's got Lego stuff. Cool. Oh, stop motion. Did you do this? I can't see the chat, of course. I gotta check that out. That's pretty cool. Did you do that? Did you do that stop motion, Blade? That's fine, Blade. Don't worry. That's a typo. You already said it. That's fine. Don't worry. I don't want to. It's cool. I love stop motion, dude. Cool. All right, everyone. For my 8th time, my goodbye for real. Health, happiness. Thank you very much to everyone who joined us in the chat. Come back. We're going to get that heavyweight boxing tournament set up, and we might do a little stream on that, just the setup of it, and see how we like it. And again, health and happiness to everyone. Take care. Bye-bye. God bless, and peace.